welcome to Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages. I am Riley Smurl.
I'm Sydney McElroy.
And I'm Taylor Smurl.
Well, sisters, good eve. Good eve, sisters. You.
Huzzah to you, Sydney.
What?
Well, welcome to this fine podcast. Let the podcast begin.
Is this what happens when we record after sundown?
I don't know. It felt very weird.
Usually we
first
do this
time
at
we've
like
been there.
1:30, 2 o'clock. It's middle of the day. We're all awake, all feeling good. Now it's 8:30 and none of us know how to form sentences.
I felt like it needed to be a little formal. Just, thank you all for joining me on this fine, almost fall eve.
It's fall, Sydney.
It's not fall.
It's fall. Do you see the leaves on the ground? That means the leaves have fallen. It is fall.
It's 90. It's 90 degrees outside.
It's fall.
I do not believe you have leaves on the ground. We don't have leaves up on the ground.
No, we do have leaves on the ground.
We do have leaves on the ground. That is.
Do you
Oh,
know? Do you know
man.
why I know that?
Because
you've been outside.
Because it rained the other day and I had to worry about driving on the wet leaves.
This is Riley cleverly backing her way.
I got my driver's license.
She just parallel parked into that comment.
The only parallel parking I can do successfully.
Congratulations, Riley.
Thanks.
So
Got it.
second time's the charm.
For 2/3 of the Smurl sisters, it seems.
Yes.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I no longer have a license. So look at that.
One day
It does-
you might have to take that test again, and then who's going to be the one helping you? It's going to be me.
I know. That's true. That's all comes back around.
Riley, where was the first place you drove?
You all drove to Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
I drove to El Ranchito.
Yes, and not only that, Riley drove to El Ranchito to fetch lunch for myself as well as Rachel and Teresa.
Yep,
How nice was that?
I did it.
And she flew and bought.
Doesn't rhyme anymore.
Flot and
What are you trying to say?
You fly all by, except I flaw 10 bucks.
You flat and bought.
she both flot and bought. And it was delightful.
It was
Thank you.
delicious.
So Riley's in a good mood, which is rough in the teenage years.
Well, I mean,
Getting
I'm
her in a
only
good mood,
I'm only kind of in a good mood because I'm also very stressed out because not only is it 8:30 at night, which means we're all tired. It's 8:30 at night, which means we're all tired. Also, I still have a lot of homework to do. So,
I don't know if I would qualify myself as tired right now. I work at a bar, so when we record at 1, I'm waking up early for that. This is actually prime Taylor time.
yeah, I usually
Speak for yourself.
I usually go to bed at 11:30 and wake up at 6. So,
When you say go to bed at 11:30, what you really mean is I retire to my boudoir at 11:30 so I can commence with the Netflix viewing for the next 3 hours.
I wish I could say that. I wish I could watch some Netflix. I never have time to anymore.
Life is so hard.
Sydney, it is.
Well, surely you have time for some fun activities like Hobbies say in between there.
Is that your lead-in?
Did you like that?
Sydney, usually you're the one of us that can do transitions.
I think, Sydney, you hit a cone on that one.
I mean, I did that transition into driving really well. Taylor made that really funny joke about parallel parking right into that comment. What happened to you? After sundown, the roles reverse.
I was caring for another human life all day.
I was too. It was mine.
Yeah,
but-
I was caring for my life all day.
Okay.
And the cat.
Also another one.
I drove myself to the mall today and bought myself some clothes and the new Harry Potter book and some makeup and Starbucks.
I played with Charlie with Silly String. I bought a can for her thinking she is going to love this. I am going to be the best mom in the world.
It's going to make such a mess.
I took her outside. I was going to decorate her playhouse, her little playhouse with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's outside. And I thought, I win the mom game. She hated it because it was messy and then made me clean it all off of her playhouse while she got very upset. Went, get it off. Get it off.
It's my kind of baby. She doesn't like messes.
I gotta say, I've never known a small child to be so concerned with the cleanliness of her hands.
She does love washing her hands.
Charlie's main concern. My hands.
My hands are sticky.
She'll actually get them dirty so that she'll have to clean them again. When we take her anywhere in the car, she'll walk directly to the car and put both hands on the tire, like instantly, and then turn around and her hands are black and go, my hands.
My favorite is when she squirted soap on her hands, like liquid soap, and then said, my hands are dirty. I must wash them.
So, Riley, do you have time to do anything for fun? What do you kids do in these days for fun?
If I have time, usually Monday through Thursday, I don't have time to do anything for fun. Friday after school and Saturday and Sunday, sometimes I do. And if I do a lot of fun things.
Oh, well, a lot of fun
things. That's all you get. Do a lot of fun things.
So nowadays, kids are doing a lot of fun things. Back in our day,
you did a lot of not fun things.
Not fun things, Tay?
Hey, we did fun things. I don't think they would qualify as fun things by today's standards. But there was a limited technology available at the time. We made do. We played with sand.
We did play with sand. We thought we would talk a little bit about, there were a lot of like hobbies and like crafty kind of things.
I think our audience knew that by your amazing transition.
Thank you. Teenager.
Thank you.
You need to practice when you say things like that, going
God.
like that a little more. Okay. Yeah. And rolling your eyes. They can't see it, but they can hear you rolling them.
Asterisk, eye roll, asterisk.
Oh, is that the thing now?
Yeah, like when you're like texting, you put an asterisk, and then you type like eye roll,
and then it does it.
Asterisk.
Like
well, no, it doesn't do it, but they just assume that means action instead of quote.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Asterisk means
that
action.
Means an action. That means you did that.
Quotes mean quote.
But you don't have a way to replicate that in the real world, right?
Unless you kind of like make your hands like little stars, you know, like this.
Like jazz hands.
Like jazz hands?
Jazz hands,
and
jazz
then, like,
hands. I roll.
If you're doing like an eye roll, you could like put them next to your eyes and kind of like go like this, so little asterisks, and like roll your eyes like...
Is that a thing people do?
No, I just made that up. You asked me if there's any way to do it.
You looked a little like you were having a seizure. Riley's doing jazz hands next to her face and rolling her eyes a lot. Well, we used to do fun things, as Taylor mentioned. One was playing in sand. There were lots of sand-based artsy projects.
It was a weird focus, really, in the 90s, that the sand with art equals fun. Like, you put in little bottles perhaps shaped like a fish in layered colored formation. You put it on stickers to make the stickers covered in sand and make a picture out of them.
There was I remember the art one where you would like peel off one like sticky area and then dump one certain color of sand on that area, and then you'd peel off a different sticky area to dump a different color of sand, and then when you were done with the whole thing, you had this picture made out of sand. All different, kind of like a paint by number, except it was like a sand by number kind of thing.
Doesn't this sound so much better than your Instagrams and your Snapchoots?
As Taylor says, your Insta boobs and your Snoop Choots.
Yeah.
I remember making one. I don't know if you remember this one, Tay. I kept it forever, so you might. Which was like a sunset, like an Old West sunset thing. And I was like, "This is really beautiful. Look at this."
Speaks to me.
This one really, it's really. I mean,
How
it was
old
all
were
like
you,
pinks
Sis?
and oranges, and I don't know. I was a teenager. I was
like I mean,
13,
teenager is a
14.
lot of years, like 13, 18.
Yeah, like 13, 14. These were
19?
younger teen years. No, not by 19.
13.
No, but yeah, younger teen years. I would make those. But I remember that one I kept forever because I was like, this is really beautiful. I need to hang this on a wall.
I need it framed.
I need to mat this and frame it because it's too beautiful to let it go.
Well, we also had squand, which was I don't know like where that word came from. Was it like squishable sand?
Yeah, squishy sand.
Sculptable sand, maybe?
Squoosh blaster sand.
In the 90s, you just combined words together to make cool new words.
From
What did you do with squand? I don't remember.
Well, so it was only magical underwater. So you'd have to get like a fish tank or a bowl, and then you would put it would come out. It would dry sand, and you'd put it in the water, and it must have had some sort of like waterproof coating on it, so you could sculpt it underwater. You could build beautiful castles.
Kinetic sand.
Is it what?
Did you say like sand?
Kinetic sand.
Oh, I thought you said like sand.
Kinetic sand.
So you mean sand? No, different.
What is kinetic sand?
I remember playing with kinetic sand at me and Pop's house, where you'd like get the different colors, and it come with little squish bottles, like you put your ketchup and mustard in.
This is the same.
So then like, you could pour the dry powder in there, and then you would stick it underwater, and you could squirt it into like whatever shapes you wanted.
Sure.
Yeah.
Into like a little castle. Like it came with like a fish bowl, I think mine did, or a fish tank. You could like squirt it into a castle, and then you could scoop it out, and it'll be dry.
These things were very messy.
Well, I mean, if you were good at it, no. Maybe you were really bad at it.
You were like a baby.
I mean, yeah, maybe I was just really good at it. Maybe that's like my secret talent.
I remember that even when you had it, Tay, it being very messy.
Well, you would mix the colors under the water, and that would be great, but you couldn't separate them again. It became dry sand as soon as you took it out of the water. Like, that was it. It was kind of a one-time use toy.
And then did you try to separate it?
Probably, yes.
I'm imagining like that scene like in the Batman movie, like the old school Batman movie when all the world leaders get all mixed up. Do you remember that? When they're all they're all like dehydrated into a powder form of themselves, and then they all get mixed up and they try to separate them, but Batman doesn't do it successfully.
So, and then they try to leave inconspicuously down the side of a building in broad daylight. Yes.
This is the best Batman movie.
Come, Robin, let us leave inconspicuously.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, we'll fix that.
And then he says something like reflective, like, maybe this is for the better.
Yeah, because now they all they speak different languages, and because they each have a little bit of each other inside them, so now they'll all communicate better.
How touching.
Think about it. Okay, think about it.
All right. Jeez.
It's deep. But there were a lot of like crafty things like that. Like I had a plastic box that I took to every like slumber
That sounds
party.
so fun. A plastic box.
I just had this plastic box. It had my dreams and hopes.
Wait for it.
Inside it, everything that I hope to accomplish. No, it had a ton of little compartments in it, and I would put all these different colors of like embroidery thread in it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that was my favorite thing, was to like go to whatever crafting store and buy just tons of these different colors, and then fill all these little wells with all these different colors. Like, and I would do it in a rainbow pattern. So
Rainbow Betical Order.
Yes, rainbow betical order. Exactly. I would Roy G. Biv that box. And then I had like all, and like little connectors and things to go with it, so I could make friendship bracelets and necklaces. And this was also the same box I used when I would like do hair wraps for people, which we've talked about before. And I would take that everywhere with me. I thought it made me very popular.
Did it now?
Well, I was never very popular, so no.
We see how well that worked.
No, it did not
I'm
work.
just kidding.
See, I had a similar box, but mine was full of beads and like jewelry making pieces. I don't know if that was a slight generational thing or just a choice, you know? Were you a bead girl or a string girl? I don't know.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Beads are a little flashier, so are you like a flashier, girl than me, do you think?
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. I think so. And you did. I remember you making all kinds of jewelry, and it was a fun thing to go buy and collect, and then you'd show them to your friends, and you'd have there were all kinds of different threads that I didn't know about that I'd see people would have, and I'd watch
But the big one was hemp.
Yes. Eventually, my little plastic box got overrun by hemp. Do you know what hemp is?
Yes.
Okay.
Drugs.
Hemp is not. Hemp is legal. It's like part of the. It is part of the marijuana plant. But
Just say no to hemp.
it is not drugs.
I'm really proud of myself for that goof.
Now she's trying to write it up like it's a goof. I know that they're not drugs.
No, it was a goof. Hemp is like that material stuff that's like kind of beige but kind of scratchy. Like it's kind of uncomfortable if you were to wear it ever.
I take it from that comment that hemp is not popular anymore.
No.
Nobody wears like hemp necklaces or chokers.
No.
But with as much as the 90s are back and like chokers are back and like flannel and Doc Martens, you could jump that trend, Riley. You could get right on that hemp train and be the cool kid with the hemp choker with the Fimo beads. And get ahead.
Said, chokers and flannels and Doc Martens, and it kind of creeped me out for a second because today for school I wore a flannel and Doc Martens and a choker, and I thought maybe you were watching me.
You just need hemp.
Where? Everywhere.
Usually
everywhere.
Usually chokers. Usually they were hemp chokers, and the best part about your hemp choker is that when they first started selling them, because eventually they were everywhere, they were crazy popular, and you could make them yourself too. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we using like the same techniques, making friendship bracelets and stuff. You just made it out of hemp. But to buy them or to buy your hemp, at first you had to go to like some of the like head shops and stuff, the the hippie shops. Because I remember there was one in particular that sold like a lot of like pipes that are only supposed to be used for tobacco, and also like a lot of hippie clothes and incense and that kind of stuff. And so your hemp would always kind of reek of patchouli. Always like you had this choker that always had that really heavy like where you been shopping smell to it.
But they also always hemp chokers were cool until you wore them through one particularly sweaty gym class, and then you got the rash. Very uncomfortable rash.
And they would like accumulate like oil and stuff from your skin, so they'd get kind of heinous.
That's gross.
But that was the trade-off. When they were clean, they were like painful, and then once they got nice and dirty and had that oil build up, then they were comfortable to wear. So you were looking for that. You were working towards that.
And you would always want beads on your you could just wear a plain hemp choker, but they were a little cooler if you just had like one single bead right in the middle. Mm-hmm. Like I remember my favorite had just like this like rose on it right in the middle, and it was all fancy twisty things.
That sounds so cool.
I thought it was the coolest.
You still think it was the coolest? You miss it?
I would wear it if I had it.
I know you would.
I would definitely wear it. But making those made you incredibly cool. So I quickly, like as I got older, that was like transitioning into my older teen years. Like when I was around your age, I was definitely making hemp chokers. 100% making hemp chokers.
Yeah. I used to have actually that embroidery thread stuff that you were talking about. I used to have some of that and make friendship bracelets and things like that. But that was more when I was like little, like elementary school age. I would bring it in indoor recess, like whenever it was like snowy outside. I would break out my little plastic box and make friendship bracelets.
Aww.
But now it's more Pinterest DIYs and YouTube DIYs and tutorials.
Can you help me with something?
Yes.
Pinterest.
Do you not know what it is?
Well, I'm vaguely aware of its existence now. Like I'm aware of its existence. I kind of understand the concept. Before we did this, I was actually trying to look for like what were some other things, just like researching like some stuff from the 90s. What have I forgotten and that kind of thing. And I stumbled across somebody had made like a Pinterest board about this. I did not know how to interact with this thing.
Okay.
I could not look at it.
Okay.
I didn't know what to. Were there aspects that you click on? Or like there were like lists. I didn't know how to use it.
So you know what Instagram is.
Yeah,
or
it's
you
just
can only
pictures.
post pictures. Okay.
And I click the heart whenever you post one.
Thank you, Sid.
Wink.
Well, you can put Pinterest is purely pictures as well, but the picture can either be a tutorial pictures, like a series of boxes that have different steps in them that are images of how to do something. So like say, okay, around fall time, I get on Pinterest more than usual because I need to make my fall decorations for my room because fall is the best time of the year. And now that it's September, it's time to start doing that again. Because Halloween is right around the corner. Everybody.
You're going to be great grandma someday, but please continue.
Halloween is right around the corner, everybody. So I need to start on my Halloween and fall decorations, and I like making them myself. So I get on Pinterest and I search up Halloween room decorations. Okay, stay with me.
Halloween room decorations. You search this on the Pinterest,
okay. And then it'll come with a bunch of pictures. Most of them will be a series of images, step by step. And if you need further explanation, or like you want to see the website where it came from, it's like Instagram if every picture were a link. So you can click on the picture and it takes you to the website where it originated from, which could maybe be like more pictures of like different ones, because some of the pins on Pinterest are just like a single picture, no explanation. So then maybe if you click on the picture, it'll bring you to the website where it shows you instructions or different things like that. So it's basically where you go if you want to learn how to, like, they have like cooking tutorials on there, like how to make certain foods, how to make like clothes out of other things, how to make like projects for your room or your house or whatever.
Okay. Like those videos that are always on Facebook that I can't help myself from watching.
Right.
Like where people make food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, why? Okay. So when you're putting it all on your Pinterest board, is it for you or is it for other people?
Other people can look at it. You can make private boards, like if there are things that like are specifically related to you and you don't like, maybe you don't want other people seeing them, or like this is just about something I'm interested in. I don't think other people will be into this, or just something you just want to see. You can make private boards.
Or you want to
pin these things too.
You want to keep your room decorations super secret so you can surprise everybody.
Or you can like make
your a dream board, or like
you can make like your public boards. Like if you want to organize, it's mostly the different boards are for organizing all of your different pins. So like maybe throughout the course of the year, like springtime, you're looking at like cleaning things and like organizing things for your house, right? Summertime, you're looking
a thing
at
you do?
No, but
How old are you?
No, but I'm trying to come up with like things for things that go with each season. So like summertime, you're looking at like summer clothing, or like, you know, cleaning out your closet. I don't know. Fall decorations, Halloween costumes, Halloween makeup, whatever.
Okay.
Winter, Christmas, and then you like organize them all into that.
How long do you spend making the board versus how long you spend doing the things on the utilizing said pins?
The worst and best thing about Pinterest is that none of the things you ever see on there ever work the way that they do in the pictures.
Hence Pinterest fails.
Yeah. That's why I love looking at Pinterest fails, and I love watching Man vs. Pin on YouTube, because it's a guy trying to recreate pins he sees on Pinterest, just following the pictures.
Oh, I bet I would like that. I've never heard of that.
It's so funny and it's so good, and it is very entertaining.
Do I have to subscribe to that to watch it?
No.
Okay.
Do you still not know how YouTube works?
No, I don't. I'm not a member. I can't subscribe to things.
No, but you can still watch them. You can.
Can search literally anything on YouTube and watch anything that's on there.
I know that, Sid.
I just don't know how to subscribe, and I always want to subscribe to Riley so that she'll know I love her, and I don't know how to do that.
He's got to make an account, Sid.
That seems like a commitment.
All you do is just type in your email. So your sister.
I want to know if you've ever done the things that you've pinned.
The only time where I find myself doing them, I rarely do them by myself. Maybe now that I can drive myself to the store and pick up the things I need for them. But usually it's when I'm like with friends, and like mostly one of my best friends that sadly lives at her college now. But we used to, whenever we would hang out, we would always find like 2 or 3 Pinterest things we wanted to do together, and then we would just go out and get the things and then do all those together all night, and kind of just like sit and talk and not really be on our phones or anything, and just like do the Pinterest things and, you know, stuff like that.
I can dig that. That's not too dissimilar from what we're talking about.
No, I mean, it's kind of a way to disconnect from technology and make things and be crafty.
Utilizing technology to show you things you can do to disconnect from technology.
Yes.
That was so meta.
So meta.
That was several steps removed.
Wow.
Sisters, there are more opportunities. There are more crafting opportunities to discuss here. But before we move forward, hey Riley,
let's go check out what's happening in the group chat. This week we have a very special message for Ellen from Rachel, Max, Pablo, Rebecca, Corbin, and Steven.
That's a lot of friends.
All sorts of friends you got.
Hey. Congratulations,
Sydney. You wanna
and also happy birthday.
Yeah, also happy birthday.
Because that's the
happy birthday.
That's the message, really. Congratulations on all your friends, and also happy birthday.
Sydney, can you read like the message that her friends wrote for her?
No, I'm actually going to read the message. I'm just happy for her that she has all these friends. I never had that big of a list of friends. Happy birthday, Alan. Thank you for being a wonderful friend and core member of Teen Comp Ling. Since you are our go-to Buffy encyclopedia, we thought that you might enjoy hearing our favorite sister singing literally any song from the Buffy musical.
This is great. This is fantastic.
They wrote our favorite sister singular. Do you think they have a favorite?
That's what I'm wondering. It does not specify. It says favorite sister.
Oh.
Who is that?
Note, dear sisters, please sing any song from the Buffy musical.
I think this is a typo. I think they like all of us.
I think they like all of us too.
We should all sing to cover all bases.
That's fair. We should all be singing.
I think I have a good idea for what song we should sing based off of fear of copyright infringement and also level of importance of the song in the show.
I think I know where you're headed with this, Riley. I think it is not only the most important,
it is the most important
pivotal plot point song in the Buffy musical episode.
Musical,
Once More
yes.
with Feeling. It is also my favorite personally.
It's my favorite.
Taylor, is it your favorite as well?
I mean, second to the Spike one, but that's a given.
Okay, so this is Taylor's second favorite, but definitely our
It's
favorite.
everyone's. 99% of people. Okay, 99.9% of people that have watched the Buffy musical episode, this is their favorite song. The 0.1% is Taylor.
Yes,
Sorry.
exactly. And let me just say, if you haven't seen Once More with Feeling, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical episode, one, what are you doing with your life? And
For real.
two, I think this will really capture the feel of the episode for you. Like what,
I think
what
it will.
it's all about.
It basically explains, if you could come up with one song to explain the whole plot of all of Buffy,
Yeah.
all of every season in one song, this would be it.
This would be it. And it's a major spoiler, too. So
Yeah. So yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't listened to Buffy or seen Buffy, stop listening right now.
Are you ready, sisters?
I'm ready, sisters.
Yeah.
This is for you, Ellen. Just
Happy
for you.
birthday.
Ready? All right. They got the mustard out. Woo!
That's
Great
the whole
job.
song.
Great job.
Great job, guys.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that was good. There it is.
Happy birthday, Ellen.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm sorry this happened on your birthday.
So you mentioned making things with your friends,
Yes.
Riley, which I think was kind of the whole thing that we all used to enjoy doing with like a lot of these crafts. One of the things that I enjoyed doing with my friends was anything with puffy paint. Especially like an item of clothing that I fully intended to put on my body
the,
could be improved vastly with puffy paint.
this is somewhat related. I just have to tell this story. The only modern experience I have had with puffy paint in recent years is when we had to paint a pair of shoes red for a musical theater production of Mary Poppins. So Mom
where
gave
you're going with
Justin this task. And said, well, you take this red puffy paint and paint this pair of white canvas shoes red. So he took the puffy paint, which if you aren't familiar, is a 3-dimensional paint. Like, it is not flat paint you can paint with something. It is 3-dimensional.
It is not
Paint that exists in the third dimension.
It is not intended for use to like cover large surfaces with paint.
It is for, like, detail work, I would
Right,
say.
like writing
Accentuating
names or
things.
drawing. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a liner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So Justin takes the puffy paint and paints the whole shoe with red puffy paint.
Both of them.
And it looked like, imagine, if you will, Dexter from the TV show Dexter wearing white canvas shoes as he murders someone and cuts up the body.
Because it's
Like-
like streaky.
And like chunky red
And it's always kind of red.
remnants.
And this, by the way, was for a children's like clown
Yeah.
to wear.
That sounds very apropos for a clown based on my opinion of clowns.
And on the inside,
These shoes are made of meat.
the inside was my favorite part. On the inside of the left shoe, Justin wrote, "I'm so," and on the left shoe, or on the right shoe, he wrote, "Sorry."
So that every time that clown put on his shoes, he could know that
I'm
the
so
person
sorry.
who painted them was very sorry for their appearance.
Did that person then suffer an imprint of "I'm so sorry" on the bottom of their feet after every performance?
the
hope
socks
so.
they wore in those shoes just permanently say "I'm so sorry" backwards. Which I guess is Justin's one of his other famous experiences with puffy paint, because didn't he write "I be stroking" on your wall in puffy paint?
It was glow in the dark puffy paint. Yes, he did.
Oh, it was puffy
yeah.
paint though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
No,
I best
puffy
rock 'em.
paint was a big. I mean, you definitely wanted to make shirts with puffy paint on them, and usually you were writing things on your shirts like "Best Friends Forever" with like your names.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had lots of shirts like that. That was it. Or like we did those for the high school football team. Like wrote our team name on them.
And how cool are those shirts? Would you say on a scale of 1 to cool?
I think they were
One.
completely rad.
Where does completely rad fall on the scale of 1 to cool?
I think they were tubular.
That's even lower. I think that's like a negative number.
They were
But-
bodacious.
But
That's,
hey,
that's an imaginary number.
you guys like cool seasonal things, right? Those are part of your Pinterest. That's what Mom used to get us, the iron-on transfers.
Yep.
Seasonally based. You can make a Christmas sweatshirt. You can make a Halloween sweatshirt. Fill in with puffy paint. You know, like that was cool seasonal stuff.
Because and the thing you said sweatshirt, and that's key to this. It's not enough to get puffy paint or an iron-on transfer of like a pumpkin and a cat or whatever that you're gonna put on a sweatshirt. You need to get the lowest quality sweatshirt that you can find. I'm
yeah.
talking go to a store and buy them in bulk. What are the cheapest sweatshirts that you have that will not fit me, that will definitely be too big and will be kind of like blob shaped, you know, and just like drift out around me in like a cloud of sweatshirt at all times.
That's the best kind of sweatshirt.
But this was also a thing that, like, I remember Mom helping us make for our teachers as a present.
Yes.
So perhaps in one of the only times, maybe in history, that, like, it was a cool teacher gift and also a cool thing for you to wear. Like, it was either or.
Twin with your teacher on the last day of school.
You could match your teacher.
Did Mom do that for your teachers
No.
too? That had gone away by
Yeah,
then?
definitely
Okay.
never.
She made so many of those sweatshirts for our teachers, like holiday themed sweatshirts.
Yeah, Mom would
and
help me
back
organize-
to school themed, like with
Yeah.
little pencils and
Yeah.
apples.
Mom
they would
help me
always love
organize,
them.
like a basket of back to school supplies for my teachers.
They used to love these sweatshirts. Mom would make them, and then I remember like going to school and seeing like my teacher wearing the sweatshirt that Mom made him, and thinking like, yeah, that's right. My mom made that.
And then you look
sweatshirt,
down and you're like, oh yeah,
and we match.
we're matching today. Got our Friday pumpkin sweatshirts on. Halloween, they're right around the corner. Guys, Halloween is right around the corner. That wasn't a joke. It really is.
I know you're very excited about it. You should get Mom to make you one of those sweatshirts.
I definitely will.
Mom, she probably still has it. She had this giant book of iron-on transfers of
Oh,
all
yeah.
the different seasons, and I remember going through it just like I was so excited to be going through this book. Thinking,
Like
what
a
else
kid
can
in
I
a
put on
candy store.
sweatshirt? It was very exciting, the idea that we could make our own clothing and they'd be personalized.
Just for you.
Now, puffy paint didn't stop on shirts, though. I mean, I also remember decorating shoes with puffy paint, especially
Oh, yeah.
Puppy paint?
puppy paint. Don't paint hey guys, don't paint your puppies. Come on now. We're not all about that here.
What if
It's
there's
still
puppy?
buffering.
Do you think
Don't
there's
paint your
puppy
puppies.
paint somewhere that's safe for puppies?
I guarantee.
Like to.
Like to make them look like other animals?
Oh, I don't know about that. I was gonna say, I have seen some dyed animals around New York City. Some like blue or pink poodles. So
Like,
there
what
is
if you-
something safe.
What if you wanted to make like your white dog look like a zebra? Do you think there's puppy paint somewhere for that to put black stripes on your white dog?
I guarantee there is puppy paint to put black stripes on your white
Do you
dog.
think
that is
there's
safe.
puppy paint
But
somewhere to make your golden retriever look like a lion?
you are talking about, you know that is not something you can just do with paint.
That's why I'm saying you need puppy paint. Puppy paint.
No, I don't.
Safe
No,
for
that's-
puppies.
I mean, like you're gonna need like, some paper mache or something.
Or perhaps some puppy
Paper mache?
prosthetics.
Yes, exactly. Some prosthetic. You're gonna need to make like some out of latex, like some extra.
Here's my latest business
know.
suggestion.
Oh, no.
facial features.
Puppy pals.
Puppy pals?
A whole line of products specifically for your puppy to make your puppy fit for Halloween.
We're
I mean,
We're gonna have to work on the name. It doesn't say anything about being
Okay,
spooky.
come up with something else that sounds better for puppies and Halloween and spooky. It's a whole line of products to make your puppy
Spooky dogs.
to look great. Spooky pups.
Spooky pups.
Spuppies.
Spuppies.
Spuppies. Shh, it's fine.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, what?
So
Spoopy spuppies.
spoopy
Spoopy puppies.
Spoopy puppies. Spooky Doo.
Spoopy Doo.
Oh, we're gonna have to get an endorsement from Scooby Doo, but Spoopy Doo.
Spoopy Doo. A whole line of products for you and your pup to make your pup look the coolest pupper on the block this Halloween.
I love when I call my dog my pupper. I don't have a dog, but if I did, I'd call it my pupper.
You know, I don't know how I feel about animals in Halloween costumes, and it's only from anecdotal personal experiences. Mom once sent me a Captain Jack Sparrow costume for my Captain Jack, and I put this hat on him, and he just lowered his head to the ground and left it there.
That is exactly the same. I don't remember why we got a tiny little top hat that we once tried to put on CJ, our cat, and she did the same thing. She just like put her head down, and I felt so bad. I instantly took it off. Like, never mind.
It's like,
I'm sorry.
I turned off the cat.
I was just trying to make you fancy.
Why did you get her just a top hat?
She's so very sophisticated.
A sophisticat.
That's all you need, right? If I wear a top hat, you're sophisticated.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
I can't stop laughing because I'm just imagining CJ in a top hat with a monocle and a mustache. We need a line of Spoopy Doo for cats.
Oh, that's a whole other thing. A creepy kitty. No.
Sounds scary.
That does sound scary. Well, I mean, they're Halloween costumes.
But they're supposed to be Spoopy Doo themed.
You know, I think this is just like wrong because you know what? Animals, they get to be naked. So let them be naked all that they want to be naked.
But they're still being naked. You're just painting their naked bodies.
Okay.
That's weird. It's weird now. Hey, everybody, it's weird. Let's talk about something different.
So back to Puffy painting my kids. Can we go back to that?
You know, similar, and getting away from that topic, bedazzling.
Yes,
Yeah,
bedazzling.
that was big.
We had mini bedazzled, which of course was applying plastic jewels to your clothing. In case you're not clear on bedazzling.
But it did like grommet them in there. Like it like attached them to the fabric. It was basically just like a stapler for ugly jewels.
And you can put them all over. Definitely denim was where you wanted to go with most of your bedazzling.
Like your jean jackets.
Right. Your jean jackets, your jean vests, perhaps your jeans like along the
Your jean
pockets.
scrunchies.
These
like
were,
we've discussed.
These were basically like those. What are those fancy jeans that have all the rhinestone or fake gems on them?
You're looking at me like I would know.
Yeah, like the jeans with all the glittery stuff on the butt, on the pockets. Miss Me.
I mean, that's Miss Me is a very popular brand of jeans.
I don't know. The ones that have all the glitter on the butt.
I don't wear jeans that glitter on the butt. I just wear jeans to get the job done.
There are jeans.
To the one person out there that's just shouting the name of the proper company at the computer, I salute you.
I think they're Miss Me. They're the ones with all the sparkles on them. We were ahead of our time back in the 90s because we were already doing that with cheap plastic jewels and a bedazzler in our own creative patterns.
Except, okay, now were you making them into like sporadic little like silver patterns on like as seen on the butts of Miss Me wearers? Or were you making them into like flowers and rainbows?
Either or.
You know, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
This is a true story. There was a lady, this was a while ago at my bar, wearing a denim jacket that had like little grommets and rhinestones. And I joked and was like, that looks bedazzled. That's great. And she said, no, I got a vintage bedazzler. And I didn't know how to respond. I just asked for her ID again. I was like, what?
You gotta... Are they vintage?
I don't know, and I just felt so old.
Am I vintage now?
You're so vintage.
Vintage Smurls.
Is that a thing?
You're so vintage.
Wait,
Is the
that
bedazzler a vintage item now?
So
is that a thing you call people?
you're so last year. You're so vintage.
Oh,
Wait, is it an insult?
oh, is it a bad thing?
I don't know. I've never heard that before. I just made that up and talked in a voice like I knew what I was talking about. So
Oh, you're
maybe
trying-
I'd seem cool.
You're trying to make vintage a thing now.
Stop trying to make vintage happen, Cindy. It's never gonna happen. God.
It's gonna happen now. I'm like, let's say it as a positive. That is so vintage.
Except
I
that's like
agree.
the exact thing that Regina George called that girl's skirt in Mean Girls when she was like, "Oh my god, I love your skirt. Where'd you get it?" And she was like, "Oh my god, it was my mom's back from the '90s." And she was like, "Oh my god, it's so vintage." And then she was like, "That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen."
Oh. Whoa. Let's take, when something seems bad
Turn it around
and find
and
something.
find something good.
There you go. That's what Daniel Tiger says. Let's make vintage a good thing.
Well, I think it is. This girl definitely was super proud of her vintage bedazzler, and that's great. This young lady was somewhat younger than me, so if that's a thing that's cool again, great, wonderful. It
hey.
was just very strange for me.
I am all for bringing back the bedazzler because the culmination of the bedazzler was when you took one of those little like denim, like newsboyish type caps, whatever those caps were called. Those
Yep.
kind of like,
Yep.
they have a little short bill and they're kind of roundish. And then you put the bedazzled jewels all over it.
Yep.
I want to bring that back.
Do it, Sydney. Wear one.
I'm gonna wear that.
Wear one at our candlelight show, please.
I need one so that I can be just like Stephanie Tanner in, I think, didn't she wear something similar to that when she did the Motown Phillies talent show? You're both looking at me like I'm an insane person. On Full House, Stephanie Tanner competed in the talent show and they danced in Motown Philly, and I think she was wearing a bedazzled hat.
Was it a denim newsboy cap?
No, it wasn't denim. I think
Then
it was
why is
black,
that like
but it
what
was
you're
like
talking
No,
about,
but it was like a cool
Sydney?
bedazzled hat, and she did the coolest dance ever to Motown Philly, and I wanted to
Can
be...
you reenact a slight bit of it for me, please?
No, of course I can't. I can't dance.
Sydney, no one can see us.
It's just like a little like arm motion like this kind of thing.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm sure it's on YouTube.
I wish all
but-
of you could have seen that.
Well,
You had one of those, to be fair, Riley.
Had what?
One of those hats.
yeah. Well, do you remember there was a family photo taken that I'm sure I'll mention this and Mom will find it in brown velvet newsboy hat.
Yes.
Oh.
It was all three of us.
In brown yes,
I'd
we
forgotten
did.
about
And
that.
in very cool stripy shirts.
Except, I would like to say, is this the picture that we had taken in like the front of the Walmart?
It was
Like,
definitely
a
like a
picture
photo
taking
studio.
place.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I was talking about. That was beside the point. I was like 3. Like I was not old enough to make my own decisions. You all were teenagers.
You were in a play. You were a musical. When you were in Susical the Musical when you were younger.
That was not a newsboy cap. That was like a little like a poofy like go-go hat. You know,
No, that was a newsboy hat.
It was a modified newsboy cap.
no, because it
with
wasn't like
bedazzled jewels all
the
over
bill
it.
wasn't continued off of the top. There was a definite difference between the bill and the top. I still have it. Charlie has worn it before.
I think we're arguing semantics.
Yeah.
But yes, I did have a hat for a play. I did not wear it for fun. It was for a play that was covered in rhinestones. Well, gems.
Yeah,
not rhinestones.
fake plastic gems.
Yeah, big ones, not like bedazzled.
No, because like a million different colors. I mean, because that was the key to this. Like, I think when we're talking about like Miss Me jeans and things like that, it's like a bunch of little like fake crystally looking things. I'm assuming they're fake. I don't know. Like, are they real?
They look like almost like sequins.
Is that why people pay so much for them?
I don't think they're real crystals.
Cubic zirconia.
Are they Swarovs?
Swarovski.
Don't even try. Don't.
I don't know. I know that those are a type of crystal.
They cost $1 million.
Did you just do an Austin Powers reference?
Yes.
Man, I thought we were dated.
Yeah, really. That's so vintage.
Yeah. I try to be vintage.
Well, Riley, one thing that I've always been kind of blown away with in your generation and you personally as well, your, as far as things that, I don't know, I guess are collectibles, like craft items, your just straight up makeup collection is insane. Is that a thing these days? Because we never had good makeup. Ours was like Wet n Wild. Like,
Yeah.
Bonnie Bell.
yeah. Smackers, lip smackers.
Yeah, I would say makeup collection is a big thing. I mean, I have so much so much makeup. But yeah, all my friends definitely have extensive makeup collections, and we like to compare.
Same with like nail polish.
Not really.
Not really.
No. I mean, the only time my friends, honestly, the only time I or my friends ever get their nails done is for like homecoming or prom.
Yeah.
We usually don't have our nails done. I mean, maybe like painted a solid color, but that'd be it.
There, I wasn't a big collector. You were more of a collector, Tay.
Well, yeah, my collections were not necessarily normal teen things though. I was in the nerdy collector squadron, you know.
Squadron.
Yes, of nerdy collectors.
No, you did collect those little glass animals.
We've talked about that. We don't need to revisit that. One thing that I paralleled today, I collected Pokemon cards, and nowadays your Pokemon are all digitalized. It seems like.
Yeah, we collect little digitalized Pokemon. For a while there, it's really sad with school starting. All of my friends and I have not played Pokemon Go since summer because we haven't had time to go anywhere and look for Pokemon. We've all just been at home doing homework and then like sleeping because we're so exhausted from doing homework. But during the summer, also we're teenagers, like we sleep a lot. But during the summer, we would just like text each other, be like, "Yo, I got a Pikachu. Yo, there's a Charmander down by Ritter Park Fountain. What?"
So that's interesting to me. So Pokemon Go has been popular among your age group.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have guessed because it is something that like you have to go out into the world and interact with the environment.
Right.
And see, this is probably my fault that I just assumed you guys kind of like to hide in your rooms with your phones.
No, I like to do that much more.
Okay. but it is something that teens are doing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I haven't done it since like beginning of August, but I miss it.
See, and back in our day, as Tay said, you either collected Pokemon like just on cards.
Yeah.
Like with pictures of Pokemon.
Like paper.
Or like
like paper.
like paper.
Yeah, where we at? Yeah.
Are you trying to make paper cool?
Papers. I mean,
trying to make paper happen, Taylor. It's never going to happen.
The digital can go away in a heartbeat. Paper is for somewhat longer.
But we also, back in our day, collected Beanie Babies. So,
oh man,
we were not so much into the Beanie Babies, but man, that was the thing.
I think everybody had that one friend that was just so much better at collecting Beanie Babies, and then they just gave up. I know I did. I had that one friend that was like, "You just why even try? Because I will never get there."
Yeah.
This is not a teen thing because I quit doing this, and this quit being popular among my age group. I'd say about beginning of middle school for me, but Webkins. I used to collect Webkins, which are also little stuffed animals, like crazy.
I remember that.
And the Webkins, if you're not familiar, were little stuffed animals that you had to buy at the store, but then they came with a little code that you could enter on the Webkins website so that you could have your own digital version of that animal that you bought, and you could name it and take care of it, play games with it and stuff. I thought I had the biggest Webkins collection, but like Taylor said, I had that one friend that you can look on your friends' accounts and see how many different Webkins they have, because you can get several, and they would have like 56 Webkins. And these things, I don't know why they cost so much. These things used to cost $20 a piece. So like I go to the store and be like, "Mom, can I get some Webkins so I can catch up with Sally down the street? She has like 50 Webkins now and I only have 12. Riley, that's like $100 if you want to buy 5 Webkins. We're not going to spend $100 on Webkins today. But now I went to the store and you can buy them for $1.
But that's always the thing with collectibles, right? Is like they know kids are going to want all of them.
Yeah.
They know you're going to...
And they came out with like seasonal ones. Like at Valentine's Day, you could get this little frog that was pink and had red hearts on it. But you could only buy it around Valentine's Day.
You know what's interesting is that what they basically did was merge the two fads of Beanie Babies and Tamagotchis.
Oh, Tamagotchis.
And made them one.
Into one. So that you could get the actual physical object.
Yeah.
And then you could go online and have a digital life with said object. Now, did you ever see a Tamagotchi, Riley?
I had a Tamagotchi.
How did you have a Tamagotchi?
My first experience with a Tamagotchi, actually, that I can remember at least, was visiting Taylor in New York. We went to the gigantic Toys R Us in New York with the Ferris wheel inside and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but one of the things I got as like a 4-year-old was a Tamagotchi. And it died. I mean, we drove in the car. We drove in the car on that trip.
All died.
And it died before we got home.
No, they
But-
starve to death, or they die surrounded by their own refuse, which is
They poop a lot.
Or so okay, if you're not familiar with Tamagotchis, there were these little like keychain digital.
It was like teaching you guilt and shame.
There were these little keychain digital pet things, and like you turn them on, and you really just had like they only had like 2 or 3 buttons, right?
Oh yeah, you could like I don't even know. You could feed it and you could
Like,
clean
clean it.
and
Clean
that was it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
reset it maybe.
Yeah, and that was really all you did with it, and it hatched out of the egg, and it would grow into a bigger form, and like you would want to, if you didn't feed it, it would starve to death. That's really sad. And
Yeah.
if you didn't clean it often enough, then it would die, surrounded in little teeny piles, digital piles
Yeah.
of poop.
Yeah.
It was very sad. It was very stressful.
Did you see, like last year, I think it was, at some sort of big award show, there were a lot of celebrities that had Tamagotchis clipped to their dresses.
No.
And I think Katy Perry was one that had a Tamagotchi clipped to her dress. And some guy, I
Is
forget,
this-
Nick Jonas maybe or something like that, had one clipped to like his suit pocket.
They're back.
Was it?
I mean, I don't think they're back. I just noticed, like in pictures, people were talking about why did all these people have Tamagotchis clipped to their outfits. You can look it up. It was a thing. I don't know if it was like the Grammys last year or the Oscars. I don't know.
Was it like a fashionable, like retro, like just object?
Well,
like,
I don't know if it was-
Tamagotchi.
I don't know if it was that or if like, because there were definitely pictures of them playing on their Tamagotchis seated in the theater where this award show was taking place. So I don't know, maybe like they knew they were going to get bored, so they clipped Tamagotchi to their
that
outfit.
was not a great way to spend a lot of time though, because like you would feed the Tamagotchi and it would be clean, and then you wouldn't do anything with it. Really.
There are updated Tamagotchis. That are the same exact shape and size and everything, but I think there's like a few extra buttons you can like play little games with them or something, like, or like dress them or grow them or something.
Yeah, well, they would evolve. They would become other little, like bit figures that looked vaguely like a thing.
I always got really excited picking out my Tamagotchi because after I got that one in New York, I would always like go to Walmart and they would always have like one little column of like 8 Tamagotchis that you could pick from. And I would always get really excited looking at the fully grown one because that was basically what we were picking between, was either like the color of the
Right.
egg and then the full grown figure. And I was really excited looking at the full grown figure, like, oh my god, it's gonna look like a little bunny. And then it would never get to that shape.
There's a picture of me, and the funny thing is I look at this picture and I remember thinking in this picture, I am the coolest person on earth right now. So I thought I was very cool. Like I have a very clear memory. We went to the beach one year, and it was when our Uncle Michael was a lifeguard there.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's there with one of his other lifeguard buddies, you know, all lifeguarded out, all Baywatched out.
Right.
And I am standing there and I'm like, probably around your age, Riley. And I remember this was like a plaid bikini that I thought was.
I feel like we've talked about this picture before.
I think I told you guys this on vacation. The coolest bikini I ever thought I owned. And I have clipped, and I have these little sweatshirts on, and I've clipped to my shorts my Tamagotchi. Like it is hanging off of my shorts. I'm out on the beach having this like cool, like, I'm with the lifeguards. I'm in my cool bikini. I am such a teenager. I got my sunglasses on. I got my Tamagotchi
Clipped to
on
my shorts.
because
cool.
I can't let the little fella die.
But he did
man.
anyways.
They always died.
Yeah, something, I guess, kind of the same time span, and also something that you were supposed to like grow and develop, but ultimately it just got confusing and like guilt ridden, was a Furby.
Yeah, you had a Furby.
I did, and you were it was supposed to like develop language skills and the ability to like play games with you, but I never got there with mine. It would just scare me more than anything, like wake me
yeah.
up in the middle of the night with weird sounds.
Well, it was scary. It had big eyes. It was furry and a beak, and
Yeah.
I didn't like any of that.
I
Yeah.
don't know about you all, but I never liked Furbies. I received at least 2 or 3 Furbies in my life as gifts from like a Christmas present when I was little, like as a toy or like a birthday present, and like I never liked them ever. Like it was never like a thing where at first I was kind of like, this is fun. It was always like, this is terrifying. Why does anyone like this? I want to burn this immediately.
So what we're saying is, if you want to send Riley a Furby,
Please
Just inundate her with Furbies. I remember
The ones now have glowing eyes.
Oh, God.
Do you know how scary that is? To just look up in your room in the middle of the night when it's all dark and just see a pair of glowing eyes.
And then it talks in like Furbish or
It's like,
whatever.
Milo, latte.
Exactly.
Oh, beep boom. I remember mine ended up, I had a sleepover getting like Coke spilled on it. And as soon as it got wet, it just made a sound forever until we like had to decommission and take the batteries out. Just like it instantly became.
You were waiting for like the gremlin to crawl out of it, like you got it wet.
Don't feed Furbies after midnight.
I hated Furbies.
So, any other, Riley? Before we wrap up, any other teen things, hobbies that we missed today?
We don't do a lot nowadays.
You guys just watch Netflix.
We do. I guess that could be a hobby. I don't know. Like
I don't think you can claim watching TV is a new hobby.
I'm not saying it's a hobby. We kind of sync up our Netflix watching. Like, have you started this show on Netflix yet? My question is always, have you watched Friends on Netflix yet? If not, I'll start it with you. We can start watching season 1 at the same time, and then I will see where you go from there, and we can discuss it.
Oh, it's like a book club,
It's a Netflix
but
club.
with friends.
Yes.
Well, thank you at least for explaining to me how Pinterest works.
It was a very extensive explanation, and I hope if you already know how Pinterest works, you use that little 15-second skip ahead button to skip ahead about 2 minutes. Because it was taking Sydney a little bit.
I really have problems understanding Pinterest
I'll help
and its
you.
function, and I can't see myself. It's like a vision board, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
With tutorials and
This
explanations.
is my vision board for my. What did you say now? For summer or for spring when I'm organizing my home.
Yes. I'm leaving now.
You are seriously, Riley. Someday, the best grandma.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you, sisters, for joining us. Congratulations
welcome.
again, Riley,
Mm-hmm.
for passing your driver's test, and Taylor.
Woohoo!
Someday, I hope you learn how to drive again. Good luck with that.
I got a bike.
Thank you for listening to our show, all of you wonderful listeners out there. Thank you for tweeting at us at Still Buff and for joining our Facebook group, Still Buffering, on Facebook. We will let you in if you're not a robot. And if you're nice, we have one rule.
Be nice.
And that's be nice.
Pretty easy rule.
Yeah, it's super easy, guys. And if you are not nice, we will kick you out.
Believe us. We have. We will.
So just be nice. That's it. Thank you to Maximum Fun for letting us be a part of your wonderful network of podcasts. MaximumFun.org. Check out so many other great shows there. If you would like to email us, stillbuffering@maximumfun.org. Let us know your thoughts, comments, questions, topics you'd like us to discuss. And if you want to do a Jumbotron,
Like the one you just heard us do beautifully.
exactly. We don't always sing.
Sometimes if you ask us to.
We will.
We will.
You can go to maximumfun.org/Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And we will do that for you as well. And thank you to the Novellos for our theme song, Baby Change Your Mind.
This has been Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages. I am Riley Smurl.
I'm Sydney McElroy.
And I'm Taylor Smurl.
I am a teenager.
And I was 2. Huzzah.
Good news, everyone! There are still a few tickets remaining for the London Podcast Festival, September 22nd through 26th. We've just announced a dazzling new addition to the Bullseye lineup. Sharon Horgan, creator and star of the hit shows Pulling and Catastrophe, as well as a new show, Divorce, which launches soon on HBO. Comedian Josie Long, Veep creator Armando Iannucci, and musician Romare round out the Bullseye lineup. But the fun doesn't stop there, friends. International Waters and Judge John Hodgman tickets are still available too. Do not sleep on this. Feast your eyes on the juicy full lineup and grab your tickets right now at MaximumFun.org.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.